Welcome to Writing Skills course for high school students. We are having this course for high school students, mostly junior high. But everybody can learn this, anybody who want to write effectively. When you say writing, how to write essays, write in examinations and the rest. So this is purposely for composition, essay. So if you are doing English language, how to write your essay, and every aspect of essay writing will be touched in this course. So the first lesson is production writing. So the production writing is basically how we can put together ideas. We can put together sentences to be able to start producing meaningful paragraph, meaningful sentences, meaningful essay, so that readers can also understand what you mean. But for us to do that, we will go bit by bit to build our skills so that we're able to write effectively. So the use of different sentence structures and punctuations marks in writing is one of the components of good writing. So in writing, we need to make use of punctuation marks. Again, we need to also make use of sentence structures. You need to know where to use simple sentence, compound sentence, and we need to also know how to use them effectively. So if we're able to blend our sentence structures, punctuation mark, such as comma, full stop, and the rest, then we'll be able to communicate well. So this session will focus on organization of English sentences, their purposes, and the appropriate use of punctuation. So, but we will actually focus on sentences more, and later on we will now bring the punctuation. So what are our objectives? So by the end of this lesson, students will be able to 1. Identify the constituents of basic sentences in English. 2. Identify the kinds of sentences and their functions. Then also 3. Apply punctuation marks to communicate effectively in their intentions, or communicate effectively their intentions. So this course will help us a lot to achieve all this, and you should take our time and go with us so that you'll be able to catch something from this course. So let's look at basic sentence structure. So the sentence structure is that of 1. Subject, 2. Verb, then object. We can also say that it is subject plus predicate. What we mean is that this subject will stand on its own, and the verb and the object will form the predicate. This is very simplest form of a sentence. So when they say subject, what does that mean? The subject is the performer of action in the sentence. So the noun that is performing the action. So mostly the subject in all cases, almost all the cases, is a noun or pronoun. So when we are writing any sentence, the simplest form is that we need to start that sentence with a noun, which is the performer of action in a sentence. Then after the subject, we need a verb. The verb is also the action word. So the action word, such as jump, eat, dance, and many more. We know them. They are very easy. Then the object is a receiver of action in a sentence. Receiver of action in a sentence. So the one that received the action be performed by the object. So the noun will be performing an action. Another noun will be receiving the action being performed by the object. And that one is the object of the sentence. So we should note that the sentence structure can also be object plus verb plus subject. So the object can also start a sentence, but when it starts a sentence, it's still a noun. This is the simplest form of sentence. So when you have this, then we are writing what is called simple sentences. So this is basically the basic sentence structure. So let's look at examples. So we have two examples here. So let's look at these two examples of basic sentence structure. Let's look at this one. Ama is eating rice. So here, what you can say is that Ama is the subject. Ama is the performed action. Ama is eating. So the Ama is doing the eating. And the verb here, the action is eating. The is also a verb. So is eating rice is the predicate. And the rice here, the rice is the object. So anytime we are writing sentences in maybe an essay or anything, the basic form is object plus verb plus subject, or subject plus verb plus object. Another one, Frank is going to school. So you see that this Frank is the subject, going is the verb, then school is the object. And this is also a simple sentence. So what we want to know is that whenever you are writing sentence, basic form is that always start a sentence with a noun. So you should avoid starting a sentence like because, using like, since, when, these things to start a sentence. If you want to write a nice and flowing essay, you should always start writing sentence with a noun. And that will make your essay very neat. Good. So let's move on to the next aspect of our sentences. We have types of sentences. We can have sentences in two: simple sentence, compound sentence, compressed sentence, and compound compressed. But we will look at these three. And these sentences form part of our writing. It's either we use simple, compound sentence, or complex. So we need to understand this form of sentences so that when we are writing, we know the kind of sentences that we are using. When we use sentences in that manner, it will make our essay nice for readers to understand. We are starting with a simple sentence. So a simple sentence contains a single independent clause. So what then is the independent clause? So when you say independent clause, that is a subject and a predicate that form a complete thought. So the clause is part of a sentence. When you take that one out, it makes what? A sense, or it makes a complete thought. So when you take that portion of the sentence, you can have understanding of it. And a simple sentence must contain one of such clauses. So independent clause, only one independent clause. That is a simple sentence. And all what we are saying is that that sentence should have a subject and a predicate, or a subject, verb, object. Let's look at examples. 1. Kofi is going to school. So you see that is going to school. Going to school is the predicate. So it's having only one independent clause, going to school. The girl bought a red pen. So bought a red pen. You see. Ghana is in West Africa. Is in West Africa. Is the independent clause. It's only one, so it's a simple sentence. The only one predicate. So now, how are we going to understand simple sentence? It should be noun, action, noun. It should be subject and predicate. Only one independent clause. And what we need to do is that action side, in our essays, we should make it a point. We should try as much as possible and use simple sentences at our level. It is easy to write simple sentence. You can easily refer to your simple sentence and know whether you are wrong or correct. But you should blend simple, compound, complex in your sentences. You should have to blend them. So with this, let's look at compound sentences. So let's check compound sentence. So with the compound sentence, it contains two or more independent clauses joined by a coordinating conjunction. So what we should understand is that we have two predicates. That is the verb and the object. Two or more of them. And they are being joined by a conjunction, a coordinating conjunction. When they say coordinating, it means joining, or linking conjunction. Coordinating means joining. And example of such coordinating conjunctions are and, but, yet, for, or, nor, or so, then. Good. And it can also be uses a conjunctive adverb. They can also use a conjunctive adverb such as however, furthermore, likewise, rather, therefore. Note, these words join the two predicate or the two independent clauses to form a compound sentence. Or you can simply use a semicolon. Let's check examples. The girl bought an ice cream cone, but she dropped it in the park. So the first one is the girl bought an ice cream cone. So it's one sentence. But she dropped it in the park. So she dropped it in the park is also another sentence. The girl bought an ice cream cone is another sentence. So this coordinating conjunction but is joining the two to form a compound sentence. So in essay, if you are writing, you should know that when you write two sentences and you use words like and, but, yet, for, or, no to join two sentences together, you are writing compound sentences. Another example is the girl bought an ice cream cone. However, she dropped it in the park. So this, however, is joining the two sentences to make a compound. Another one, the girl bought an ice cream cone. She dropped it in the park. So this semicolon is also forming another coordinating conjunction. So this is compound sentence. We have to know what we are writing in our essay, whether it's a simple sentence or a compound sentence. So we are going to look at a compressed sentence. A compressed sentence is made up of a main clause and a subordinate clause connected to each other with a subordinating conjunction. So you see that we have two clauses. One is the main clause. The main clause, when taking it, will make what is called sense. You can get some thought from that part of the sentence, the clause. And subordinating clause is just a helping clause, a helping part of the sentence. Without it, the sentence will still make sense. But with it, it brings out more meaning. And we join them with a subordinating conjunction, the same as the compound one. The subordinating conjunctions are common in academic writing. We mean in essay. In academic writing, we need it a lot. They are extremely useful for indicating connections between ideas. So those conjunctions that we look at previously is very important when you are writing essay. We use it to join sentences, this and that, and it helps us to make ideas flow. A subordinate clause is an incomplete sentence which cannot be used on its own. So as we have explained, subordinate, when the word subordinate means help, assist. So it is assisting the main clause to make the meaning clear. When we use it alone, it will not make any sense. So we are going to look at examples and how we can apply this form of sentence in our essay. So we are looking at examples of subordinating conjunctions, and what we can make use of them. We have structured them into time clauses. So when we want to use them for time, we have when, before, after, since, while, as, until. We have conditional clauses: if, unless. Purpose clauses: purpose, in order to, so that. Then we have reason clauses: because, since, as. One for results: so that. Concessive: when you say concessive, when you are conceding, you are admitting something. Or though, while. We also have phrase clauses: where, wherever. These are all subordinating clauses, conjunctions that we can use in our essay. The last one is manner. The manner, we have as, like, the way. So what we have established is that when we are writing essay, you should know whether we are writing complex sentence or compound sentence. But make use of simple sentence so that you don't commit a lot of mistakes. It will help you to write a very fluent essay. So we'll continue with cohesive devices in our next lesson. Thank you.